Welcome back to my channel. You are officially joining me in another Trying to Survive College episode because we're studying Module 4 and 5 in Financial Management. These cover risk and return, inventory, receivables, cash flow, collections, and banking systems. Basically how businesses manage money in real life. Also, I will be catching up on the lecturer's lecture that I wasn't able to rate past the due date. So today is a little study plus catch up day with me. Let's get into it! For the first part of Module 4, and the lecturer here is Jana de la Cruz, my takeaway is that risk and return are closely related because higher potential returns usually come with greater uncertainty. Risk means the possibility that actual investment outcomes may differ from expectations. There are two types of risk: systematic risk, which affects the whole market, and the unsystematic risk, which affects specific companies or industries. Diversification helps reduce unsystematic risk by spreading investments across different assets. So, understanding risk and return helps investors make smarter financial decisions. For the next part, the risk-return trade-off, lectured by Jardel Santos, I learned that it explains that higher returns usually require higher risks. Risk refers to uncertainty and possible losses in investments. Investors expect higher returns as compensation for taking additional risks. Different asset classes like stocks and bonds have different levels of risk and return. Effective investing balances risk, return, and the investor's financial goals and risk tolerance. Next is the Volatility and Risk by John Gabriel Palcan, which is the lecturer. From him, I learned that volatility refers to how fast and how much asset prices change over time. It is often used as a practical measure of risk because higher fluctuations means higher uncertainty. There are two types of volatility: historical volatility and implied volatility. Investment risk also includes market risk, credit risk, inflation risk, and liquidity risk. Managing volatility involves diversification, asset allocation, and proper risk planning. Next is the power of diversification, which is lectured by Alexa Perez. I learned that the power of diversification lies in reducing investment risk by spreading funds across different assets, sectors, and geographic regions, which helps create more stable returns even when some investments perform poorly. While systematic risk cannot be eliminated, unsystematic risk can be minimized through proper asset allocation, and modern portfolio theory explains how combining low correlation assets like stocks and bonds improves risk-return balance. However, the case also shows that over-diversification can reduce returns and make portfolio management more complicated. So now, what is capital asset pricing model? The lecturer here is Angela Sampiano, and I learned from her that this explains the relationship between risk and expected return. It uses beta to measure how sensitive an investment is to market movements. Higher beta means higher risk and therefore higher required return. CAPM helps investors decide if an investment is worth taking based on risk and return. It assumes markets are efficient and investors act rationally. For the next topic, the lecturer here is Cyril Zamora. The security market line shows the relationship between beta and expected return. It uses the risk-free rate, market risk premium, and beta to calculate expected returns. A stock above the SML is undervalued because it gives higher returns than expected. A stock below the SML is overvalued because it gives lower returns than required. The SML helps investors evaluate if a security is fairly priced. Days Sales Outstanding, or DSO, by Arich Daulat. So I learned that it measures how long a company takes to collect payments from customers. It shows how efficiently sales are converted into cash. A high DSO may indicate slow collections or weak credit policies. A low DSO means faster cash inflow and better liquidity. Managing DSO properly helps maintain healthy cash flow and financial stability. Next is the Days Inventory Outstanding or DIO, lectured by Luis de Maya. I learned that it measures how long inventory is held before being sold. It reflects how efficiently a company manages inventory. A high DIO means slow-moving stock and higher holding costs. A low DIO means faster sales and better efficiency but may risk shortage. DIO is important because it affects cash flow and profitability. Next is inventory management. The lecturer here is Kenshin Liwat. So, inventory management is a strategic function that ensures smooth business operations. It balances having stock to meet demand while avoiding excess inventory. Inventory includes raw materials, work in process, finished goods, and safety stock. Poor management can lead to overstocking, stockouts, and financial losses. Effective inventory management improves efficiency, profitability, and cash flow. So guys, do you know or do you have an idea about what is inventory management methods? Well, I learned from Rakim Molo, which is the lecturer here, that inventory management methods help businesses control costs and improve efficiency. EOQ determines the best order quantity to minimize cost. ROP helps identify when to reorder stock before it runs out. Safety stocks acts as a buffer against uncertainty and delays. Other methods like ABC, JIT, and MRP improve prioritization and supply planning. Next is Days Payable Outstanding or DPO, lectured by Gianna Ordiliano. So, I will share to you guys what I learned from her lecture. So, Days Payable Outstanding measures how long a company takes to pay its suppliers. It shows how well a company manages cash outflows. A higher DPO means the company holds cash longer, improving liquidity. A lower DPO means it helps maintain good supplier relationships and possible discounts. DPO is an important part of the cash conversion cycle. The next lecturer is Aaron Kisin, and his topic is about cash conversion cycle or CCC. I learned that it measures how long it takes to convert investments into cash. It includes DIO, DSO, and DPO as its main components. The formula is CCC equals DIO plus DSO minus DPO. A shorter CCC means better cash flow and efficiency. A longer CCC or cash conversion cycle means cash is tied up in operations for longer. Next lecturer is Hannah Reyes, and her topic is funding requirements of CCC. So I learned that the cash conversion cycle shows how long cash is tied up in operations. Even profitable companies can face cash shortage if money is stuck in inventory or receivables. This creates funding requirements to support daily operations. Companies use different financing strategies like aggressive, conservative, or matching approaches. Proper CCC management helps improve liquidity and reduce financial risk. And now we are up to the last part of Module 4, which is the strategies for managing CCC, lectured by Patricia Santiago. So I learned that managing the cash conversion cycle improves financial stability and cash flow. Companies reduce CCC by improving inventory control and using methods like JIT and ABC analysis. Faster collections are achieved through better credit policies and digital billing systems. Payables are managed by optimizing payment timing without harming supplier relationships. Overall, efficient CCC or cash conversion cycle supports better business performance and liquidity. Now, let's move on to Module 5, which focuses on receivables and cash management and lectured by Sophia Barros. So, I learned that receivables are money owed by customers from credit sales, and businesses need to collect these payments on time to maintain healthy cash flow. Good receivables management improves liquidity and helps businesses avoid financial problems caused by delayed collections. Companies also use tools like receivable turnover ratios and aging schedules to monitor collection efficiency. In short, effective receivables management supports business stability and growth. Then we have the terms of sales, and the lecturer here again is Sophia Barros. So terms of sale are the agreements between buyers and sellers regarding payment, delivery, and responsibility for products. These terms include the credit period, cash discounts, and delivery conditions that affect both profitability and liquidity. Cash discounts encourage customers to pay earlier, helping businesses improve cash inflow. Terms of sale also clarify who carries transportation costs and risks during delivery. Overall, clear terms of sale help avoid misunderstandings and support smoother business transactions. For the next topic or part, which is the credit risk and information, the lecturer here is Eliza Calderon. And I learned that credit risk is the possibility that borrowers may fail to repay their debts. Because of this, lenders carefully evaluate borrowers before granting credit. They use the 5 C's of credit, which is the character, capacity, capital, collateral, and conditions. Businesses also gather information through application forms, interviews, and credit agencies to reduce uncertainty. Effective credit risk management protects businesses from losses and supports long-term financial stability. For the next topic, the lecturer again is Eliza Calderon. So, what is credit policy? A credit policy acts like a guidebook for businesses in granting credit and collecting payments. It helps increase sales because customers can buy now and pay later. However, businesses must also protect themselves from risks like bad debts and delayed payments. Some companies use lenient credit policies to attract more customers, while others use stricter policies to reduce risk. A balanced credit policy helps maintain profitability and healthy cash flow. Next part is the credit analysis, and the lecturer here is John Luis Manese. So from his lecture, I learned that credit analysis helps businesses evaluate whether customers are capable of paying their obligations on time. Companies use financial statements, ratios, and the 5 C's of credit to assess a borrower's financial health and reliability. Ratios like debt to equity and current ratio help measure liquidity and leverage risk. Businesses also consider reputation, references, and industry conditions before granting credit. Effective credit analysis reduces bad debts and improves decision making. Next, we have the collection policy, and the lecturer here is Asia Marvilla. So I learned from her that the collection policy guides businesses in handling overdue accounts and ensuring timely payment collections. Some companies apply strict collection methods to improve cash flow, while others use more flexible approaches to maintain customer relationships. Collection efforts usually begin with reminders and follow-ups before becoming more serious. Businesses may also use collection agencies or legal actions if accounts become difficult to recover. Technology helps make the process faster through automated reminders and payment tracking. For the next part, do you guys have any idea what is speeding up collection is? For me, what I learned from the lecturer here, which is Dan Edward Rojas, speeding up collection means reducing the time between sales and receiving cash payments. Faster collections improve liquidity and strengthen working capital management. Businesses use systems like lockbox banking, electronic fund transfers, and wire transfers to accelerate collections. Quick collections also help reduce bad debts and financial delays. However, companies still need to maintain good relationship with customers while improving efficiency. Now, let's talk about what is cash concentration. The lecturer here is Francesca Regio. So, cash concentration is a system where businesses transfer funds from multiple accounts into one main account. This helps companies manage liquidity better and reduce idle cash. Methods like zero balance accounts, fixed sweeps, and target balance systems improve financial control and efficiency. Cash concentration, also borrowing needs, and banking costs. Even though it has set up costs and risks, it is very useful for treasury management. Float. Float refers to the delay between recording a transaction and the actual movement of cash in the bank. This delay can happen because of mailing time, processing time, or bank clearing systems. Positive float can temporarily benefit businesses because they can still use cash before it leaves the account. So companies reduce float using electronic payments and lockback system. The lecturer here is Monica Suarez, and that's what I learned from her topic. Slowing down payments, and this is lectured by Christopher Ethan Supernido. So this means that delaying financial obligations beyond the due date can happen intentionally as a financial strategy or because of financial difficulties. Delayed payments can create stress, penalties, and cash flow problems for both individuals and businesses. It may also affect suppliers, employees, and other businesses connected in the financial chain. Proper budgeting, financial discipline, and communication with creditors help avoid payment delays. Lastly, let's talk about zero balance accounts or ZBAs. This is lectured by Alexa Nicole Tiglao. So I learned that a ZBA is a bank account that doesn't require maintaining a minimum balance, making banking more accessible for many people. In businesses, zero balance account automatically transfer funds between accounts using a sweeping mechanism to improve cash management. They help centralize funds, improve financial flexibility, and reduce banking stress. Although they may have fewer premium features, zero balance accounts are still very useful in both personal and corporate finance. That's it for today's chaotic study blog. We covered everything from risk and investments to receivables and cash management. And honestly, my brain deserves a vacation after this. Financial management may sound difficult at first, but once you connect the topics together, it actually starts making sense. Thank you for studying with me today, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye guys!